Hello dear students, we'll start this class with a good question and I'll try to solve another question after this. So first let's just try to solve this one. What do we have here? We have a car which is traveling first half duration of motion. First let me just explain you what's the meaning of first half duration. Suppose a car is traveling for 2 hours. Okay, it's doing its journey for 2 hours. So for the first 1 hour, that's the first half duration of total duration is 2 hours, first half duration is 1 hour, is traveling with a speed of 40 km per hour. So first 1 hour it is traveling with 40 km per hour, and the second half duration with 60 km per hour. Suppose the journey is of 2 hours, so the first 1 hour is traveling with 40 km per hour, the second 1 hour is traveling with 60 km per hour. So the basic thing is, first of all, I'm just giving you an example here. It's not mentioned for how much time the total duration was. It's not mentioned in the question. So we cannot, first of all, we cannot assume it to be 2 hours. I'm just using this so that you understand, what is the first half duration, second half duration means. So first of all, since it is not given to us what's the total duration of motion, we'll try to, take some variables. Now how do we do this? See, suppose we have a car, or suppose this is the starting point, initial point, this is the final point, okay? So for first half duration, he travels with 40 km per hour. So suppose the total time duration is 2t, suppose total time duration is 2t. So for first half duration it will be t, and the second half duration will be t. In the first half duration he travels a distance with what speed? 40 km per hour, and in the second half travels with 60 km per hour, right? So that is how the things are going. So what do we have to find? We have to find the average speed. What is the formula of average speed? We have done this in the previous class. That is total distance by total time taken. So we first need to consider what is the total distance, and then we need to consider what is the total time. Obviously we know that the total time duration is 2t, clear, but what is the total distance? We don't know that. We only know the speed, we don't know the total distance. So we have to calculate the distance also. Okay, suppose the distance from initial point to this intermediate point be x1, and from this intermediate point to the final point be x2. Now some people must be wondering, sir, why x1 is not equal to x2? Time is same, why distance is not same? See, first of all, obviously time is same, but he is traveling here with different speed, and this region with a different speed. So if you travel 1 hour with a different speed, and next 1 hour suppose you're traveling for 1 hour with 40 km per hour. So what distance will you travel? I'm just giving an example. In 1 hour, suppose this is also 1 hour, this is also 1 hour, just giving you an example. So in 1 hour, what is the speed? 40 km per hour. What does it mean? You travel 40 km in 1 hour. So distance will be how much? 40 km, correct? Next 1 hour, speed is 60 km per hour. That means per hour it is traveling how much? 60 km. So it is traveling 60 km. In the first case it was 40 km, now it is 60 km. So basically distance is different, right? So we need to understand the fact. Obviously time is not given, so we will not consider this, we will just consider this, okay? So can I say, in the first half duration, I can simply say speed is equal to distance by time. We all know this. What is speed? Speed is 40. 40 is equal to distance by time. What is the distance? x1. What is time? T. So x1 is coming out to be 40t. So that's the first part of the question is solved. All right. Now let's move on to the second part. Second half duration. Second half duration, what is the speed? 60 is equal to what? Distance traveled in the second half divided by time taken in the second half. 60 divided by t. So x2 is coming out to be 60t. First let me check whether there is space in the board or not according to the camera. Okay, there is plenty of space. First of all, it will be good if you write things down. Next is, what do you have to find? You have to find the average speed. Okay, so average speed is equal to total distance by total time. Now what is total distance? X1 plus X2, that is X1 plus X2. What is the total time duration of motion? T plus T, that is twice T. Alright, so what is X1 plus X2? X1 is 42, X2 is 60T, sorry 40T plus X1 is 42, X2 is 60T, divided by total time duration is how much? Twice T. That comes out to be 100T divided by twice T, that comes out to be 50 kilometer per hour. So I hope you have understood the problem. Kindly note it down. So we'll continue our discussion here, and we solved one question before, and there is a slight change in the question, but the answer will be totally different. All right. So try to solve this question. Well, it's a bit high, good level, standard level question. So if you want, you can try it, or you can else continue watching the video and try to see how I solve this. So what question do we have here? A car travels half the path of motion with 40 km per hour and other second half path with 60 km per hour. Basically, suppose the total distance is 100 km per hour. 100 km. Total distance is 100 km. So for first 50 km, he is traveling with this speed, and for the next 50 km, he is traveling with this speed. With this speed. So basically, he has divided the whole distance into two halves. So suppose the total distance is twice x. So each half will be what? X. So let me write here. Total distance is twice x. All right. Now, he's covered the first half path with how much? 40 km per hour, and the next half path with how much? 60 km per hour. So basically, we need to find that average speed. Average speed is what? Total distance, that is twice x divided by total time, but we don't know the total time, so we need to calculate the total time, right? How do we calculate? We'll calculate the individual time, and then we'll do the necessary calculations. Okay, so first let's say the time taken here is t1, so let it be t1 and let it be t2. Okay, let's try to solve. So I can say speed equal to distance by time, that is 40 is equal to x by t1. I hope this part is visible in the board. Okay, no, I did not go up to that extreme. Fine. 40 is equal to x by t1. So t1 is equal to what? X by 40. All right. Similarly, for the second half motion, the total distance is x, total time is t2. So distance by time is equal to speed. So distance is how much? X, time is t2. So t2 comes out to be, take t2 here, take 60 here, x by 60. So I hope t1 and t2 are clear, right? So the average speed will be total distance by total time. What is total distance? Twice x. What is total time? Total time is t1 plus t2, all right? So let's put the values here. t1 is x by 40, t2 is x by 60. So x by 40 plus x by 60, all right? So twice x divided by, you can take x common, and 60 and 4, LCM of 60 and 40 will be 120. So 120 divided by 40 is 3 plus 2. Alright, now x and x will get cancelled. We have 2 divided by 3 plus 2 is 5, 5 divided by 120. So 120 will go up. I hope you know all this in the basic mathematics thing. So that is 120 into 2 is 240 divided by 5, that is 48 kilometer per hour. So the average velocity, or we can say the average speed between this point and this point is what? 48 kilometer per hour. Now in the first instance, it may sound like, sir, in the previous question, the answer was 50, and 50 is very easy because, sir, the car was traveling with 40 and 60, so the average will be, the average will be 40 plus 60 divided by 2, that is 50. But that is not the case here. Here, the case is a bit different, and you have to, think accordingly and solve accordingly. Kindly note it down.